Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video I'm going to be doing something I haven't done in quite a few months, and that is I'm going to be doing an installment of Tracy Talks TV. So this is the 13th installment of this series since I started it back in 2017, and basically what I do is, as the title suggests, I talk about all the TV shows that I've finished watching over the last few months. So the last time I did this was back in like January, so I've finished a few shows since then, but yeah, I'll get straight into it. So I'm keeping track of my shows now in my Hamilton notebook, so, and then yeah, that's just basically all I do with that one. So basically the first lot of shows I have to talk about is I finished my rewatch of Horrible Histories. So I rewatched Series 3, 4, 5, 6, the specials, and Series 7. I haven't got to Series 8 yet because I've started a couple of other shows out of my collection that I want to try and watch first, but I will eventually get to Series 8, which is the first time viewing. But I love Horrible Histories, and I loved rewatching like the earlier series. So I forgot just, you know, how funny some of the, like, the songs and like little moments in the show was. So Series 7 has grown on me, I will admit, because I didn't like it as much as the other one because, like, it's got a brand new cast and that, but I did think some of this, like the skits that they did, like historical first dates with Henry VIII and then Elizabeth, then with Elizabeth, I thought that was actually pretty funny. So but yeah, it's grown on me since the first time I watched it, so I'm curious to see what I'll think of Series 8. But yeah, so first up was Horrible Histories. And then I finished a rewatch of Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. I am watching Season 6 right now. I am a couple of episodes behind, and I haven't progressed anymore with my rewatch of Legends of Tomorrow because I think the plan was to rewatch it up until this, like, the premiere of Season 6, but that didn't happen. But I will eventually go back and rewatch the other seasons, so I do have that. And then, of course, I've been watching the new Marvel show, so I've watched WandaVision, loved it. Yeah, basically everyone says it's like, I sort of loved how they told the story through the different sitcoms, and yeah, loved sort of all the new information we got about the characters going forward in the MCU, and I'm definitely excited about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is hopefully next year, so still coming out next year. But yeah, and then of course I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I don't think I liked as much as WandaVision, but it was still very good. Yeah, I did sort of like sort of seeing how Sam and Bucky were dealing with everything post Blip and with Steve's death. I thought that was done really well, and sort of how like this one was a lot more grounded in, like, it was sort of like a I guess more straightforward like political thriller almost. So but yeah, both were very excellent shows, and of course I'm watching Loki and I'm loving that as well. So, but I'll talk about Loki when I finish that for the next installment of Tracy Talks TV. And then I finally finished Stargirl Season 1. So I started this back when it first came out and I never finished it, so I had a few episodes left to finish, and in March I think it was, I finally watched the last few episodes and the finale. Really enjoyed this show. I love sort of teen superhero shows, so I don't know why I didn't finish it, because this was something that was sort of right up my alley. It just gave me Power Ranger vibes, like back when shows were set in like high school, and yeah, I just loved it. So I'm looking forward to Season 2 coming out in August. So, and then we get to where the bulk of my TV watching time was spent in the first half of 2021. I watched The Blacklist, Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, Season 8, and then I watched Redemption Season 1, which was the spin-off with like Liz's husband, Tom, but it only lasted the one season. So basically I started initially watching The Blacklist when, I think I caught up when it was still in the first few episodes. Like, I didn't initially start watching it, and then it was a show that I sort of got interested in, and then I sat down and started watching it, and then for the first few years I would watch it on a week-to-week basis, like I was watching it as it came out. And then when the great TV slump of 2016-2017 happened, it was one of the shows that I dropped and I never went back to. Now, I'm slowly sort of trying to work through my way with the backlog of TV shows that I stopped keeping up with, and some of them have since finished, and I've been working my way through those shows. But I thought for the Blacklist, because it did get renewed for a season 9, even though I don't know where this where the show could possibly go, like, after all the events of season 8. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to go, but I think, yeah, it's probably, I'd be surprised if it got renewed for season 10, even though it probably will get renewed for season 10, but yeah, so I have since caught up to the Blacklist after a few years where I wasn't watching it, so, yeah, that was a bit of a marathon, and yeah, so it's sort of why it's, like, I don't have a lot of, like, different TV shows in here, because most of it was spent marathoning the Blacklist. And then the last couple of shows I have here are NCIS Season 18 and NCIS LA Season 12. NCIS New Orleans is actually a show I need to get back into. I know it's since finished, like Season 7 was the last season. Again, that was a show I stopped watching in Season 4, but yeah, and I know that they do have a new spin-off coming, which is NCIS Hawaii, I think it is, so I'll probably still be checking that one out. I will eventually get back to New Orleans, but I do keep up with NCIS and NCIS LA. Even though I did find these, like, past 2 seasons interesting, because for a while it looked like Mark Harmon was not going to sign on for season 19, or if it was going to move forward, and I was half expecting that, you know, Gibbs would get ridden out of the show and things, but I think I've said in the past where I was like, you know what, if Mark Harmon leaves and Gibbs is gone, then I'm done with the show as well, and I sort of am leaning towards that still, but I've actually did like seeing McGee take over Gibbs's role, like being more the team leader and like things like that, so I did like that. Yeah, I did actually like seeing McGee take more on the leadership role, so I think I'd probably still check it out, like, even if at one point, you know, Mark Harmon does decide he's done with NCIS. I did also think it was very interesting that his wife, is it Pam Dorper, is that her name? From Mork and Mindy, she guest starred in the show as well for a few episodes, so I thought that was very interesting seeing that, but yeah, so I did finish, oh, and actually the other thing I wanted to mention was, because obviously, technically all the CBS crime shows all take place in the same universe, and watching NCIS and NCIS LA side by side was very interesting, because NCIS adapted COVID as a storyline, and which is a lot of like actual like dramas did as well, like they adapted COVID to the storyline, and NCIS LA just pretended it didn't happen. So I thought that was very interesting, like where you had one show like acknowledge it and work around what was happening in real world time, and NCIS LA was just NCIS LA. I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, so that is basically everything I've been watching and finishing TV show wise. I am in the middle of quite a few different shows, so hopefully I'll finish some more and I won't have such a long gap between my Tracy Talks TV segments, because I do actually like these videos. It's sort of one of the main series that I've started that I want to keep going. But yeah, so I'm just going to stop it here. Thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye!